Are you new to RVing and looking for tips to save you time, money, and stress?
Stay tuned, we've got you covered.
Hey guys, Tanya and David with Outside by Side.
Are you an RV newbie? Have you just started RVing? Did you just purchase your travel trailer? We have some great insider tips for you. Insider tips meaning that these are things you learn along the way. And if you've been RVing for quite a while, please let us know some great tips that you have, and we'll do another video on your tips.
One of the problems that you can come across at some of these campgrounds at the state parks or the national parks is the water pressure is never consistent. A good water pressure is somewhere in the 40 to 50 psi range for you to be able to take a shower and just have good water pressure. But one of the things that we've realized is that because we have a tankless water heater, the tankless water heater is pressure sensitive. So if your water pressure is too low, sometimes your tankless water heater will not kick on because it doesn't know that you're using the water. So what we discovered is if you keep a little bit of water in your fresh tank when you're experiencing these problems, you can actually use your water pump to increase your water pressure to get you back up there into the higher pressure range to where your tankless hot water heater will work properly. So if you're trying to take a shower and you're having a hard time regulating your hot water, it's probably because your pressure could be too low, and this is one workaround to get by. Where we're at right now, the water pressure is right about 50 psi, which is where I have my regulator set to not exceed, but I have noticed to where it does drop below 40 and sometimes closer to 30, and that's when I've actually had to do this with the water pump.
Another great tip that has saved us so many times are these dog bone adapters. Just imagine that you go into a campsite and you have a 30 amp adapter, but they only have 50 amp. And yes, it's happened where there's only 50 amp and you don't have a 50 amp 30 to 50 adapter. You're going to have to go all the way back home. So these have been a game changer. Most campsites have 20, 30, and 50, but not all. So we've been to situations where we have a 30 amp plug on our camper, but we have to adapt it to 50 amp. Another scenario would be if there's a problem. So let's say you come to a state park that has 20, 30, and 50, and you have a 30 amp plug and there's an issue with that. You can use your dog bone adapters to change it over to a 50 amp. So that's a big thing to have. And these have been a lifesaver for us. You can get a 20 to 30. You can get a 50 to 30. And then you can get a 30 to 20. We actually use this at our house so we can plug into our house to charge the battery. David's going to be working on a 30 amp plug at our house and we'll bring you along for that. But these have been a game changer and we hope that you will purchase these when you can because it will help you not have to go all the way back home, and we will put the link in the description below. We know we've mentioned this in several videos and we're going to keep mentioning it because they have been a game changer for us, these dog bone adapters.
Another tip that you can do to save you time and stress is to use these brass water quick connects on all of your hoses and your fittings. You can get these on Amazon. We'll put a link in the description, and here's what they are. The way that these work is they have a male and a female end. You put one on one side, one on the other, and you pull and they connect. Another nice thing about them is they swivel, and so you don't have to worry about leaks. Then here's your other connector. You can put it here on your water filter to your hose, and then it makes things really simple and it speeds things up, and you don't have to worry about things dripping. And then of course the other place where we're using it is inside our wet bay. Just simply connect. It's a lot easier than having to screw this to this inside here. You just connect it. Very simple, very easy. This is something that has made my life much easier when we're trying to set up and break down quickly and get in and out, especially when it's cold outside or nighttime.
Another great tip that we have learned along the way is we don't put our toilet paper in the black tank. We've mentioned this also before, but when you put your toilet paper in the black tank, it and then you have the water, it turns into what we feel is like a paste, kind of like paper mache. It can stick to the walls and the sensors. And yes, you do use treatment in your black tank, but that doesn't always get the toilet paper out of the black tank. So we just put it in the trash can. We empty our trash cans daily. So if this is something that you can adapt to, I know habitually we like to throw our toilet paper into our toilet, and we've done it before too, just on a habitual level. But try not to do it because it will save your black tank over time. If you are new to the channel, welcome. And if you're not new to the channel, you already know we've done 3 setup and breakdown videos, and the setup and breakdown videos are crucial to having a successful weekend camping. And that's why we've done 3. We've done 2 with our old camper and 1 with the new camper. And we wanted to just make sure that you have that step-by-step instruction. We have a list on our website, which is outsidebyside.net. And you can actually look at it on your phone. You can print it. It's not a PDF, but you can still do a print. You can save it. But we know that this has been so helpful, and that's our goal, is to help you guys. So just remember that the setup and breakdown is there for you, and print that off, have it on your phone, and do your step by step, because if you miss a step, that can be critical to an unsuccessful weekend.
As Tanya was saying, the setup and the breakdown, there's a lot of things that you can do right, and there's a lot of things that you can do wrong. And we just wanted to create videos to help you guys on exactly what to do, especially if you're thinking about getting a trailer and you're not really sure what's involved. That was one of the main reasons that we've got it. And also, if you do get the trailer, it does help out with the order that you hook up and the order that you set up and the order that you break down. And it helps you out with the little things that you might know or not know. And also, if you see anything in there that you would like to contribute to us or viewers, please feel free to leave those in the comments below.
Yes, we are always looking for your recommendations. So we are more than happy to add things to our setup and breakdown that might not be in there that you find helpful. So please let us know, because as a community, we all work together, and you guys help us as much as we hopefully help you.
Another thing that we really think is important is, normally when you buy your travel trailer or your camper, it's going to probably come with a lead acid or an AGN battery. And that really doesn't work well for RVing and camping because, for one, the battery, you really only get to use about half of it. You don't get to use 100%. You can only use about 50 to 40% of the battery. And then the other thing is, if you run the battery down too low and you recharge it, you're never really going to get the same use out of it again. So what we highly recommend would be a lithium battery. And we have one right here that we've just installed. It's the LiTime. This one is actually a 12.8 volt, 320 amp hour battery, which is really huge as far as capacity, but it's in a small package. So we currently have it in this tongue box that we got from Harbor Freight, where we can lock it up and so that it's secure. And you can kind of see the battery in here. It's in the foam block that came in the packing right now, which works really well on keeping it secure, and it also helps with vibrations. So I would highly recommend getting a lithium battery. We have a video to this one, and we'll leave a link below to that in case you're interested in learning more about this battery. We did partnership with LiTime on this battery, and we are not promoting it, but we are very happy with it, and we really do love the performance and what it's done for us to change our life RVing. We're going to take a break and have a Bloody Mary.
Cheers.
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 It's a Bloody Mary morning. Another tip that we've learned the hard way about, if you're using a TPMS or a tire pressure monitoring system like this, and you have these sensors that go on your stems, what we've discovered is if you use the rubber stems that come with the trailer when you buy it when it's new, the centrifugal force from these weighted sensors as the tire is spinning, it pulls the rubber stem out to the side and it actually causes it to cut. So what you're using to prevent you from having a blowout or a flat can actually cause a blowout or a flat. So what we've done is on both of our trailers, because we've learned the hard way, we've replaced the rubber stem with a metal stem. And this is much more secure and much more stable. We just get these put on at our local tire shop. I would highly recommend that. And I've got a video on that here and a link. We'll leave a link to it below in the description.
As I mentioned before, I found these great bags that I purchased on Amazon. And when we're packing up, we just pack everything in the bags. It's a great way of keeping all of your linens and towels fresh while you're not in your camper if you're not full time. So, highly recommend these bags. I'll put the link in the description below.
Another tip that we have is, of course, everybody needs internet nowadays, whether you want to watch TV or use your phones or work or whatever you're doing if you're in your travel trailer. We do have cellular internet. We're able to use our T-Mobile, our Connect 10. Last night, where we are now, we actually lost power because of a storm. And I was actually able to set up our Starlink Mini, which has been a game changer for us. You can either use it on 120 volt or 12 volt. So I was able to hook it up to our Jackery, and we were able to have internet for the rest of the night to get us through. Not only did we have air conditioning through our Jackery, but we were also able to use this, and it's been a game changer for us. And Starlink now has a $5 a month plan just to keep it active, to where if you're not using it, it only costs you $5 a month. So we would highly recommend a Starlink. And we're not promoting it. It's just something that we feel has been a game changer for us. I'm going to go ahead and take care of our breakfast dishes. Keep in mind that when you're at a state park or when you're boondocking and you don't have full hookups, you have to conserve your space in your gray tank. The gray tank is your sink and shower, and it's the one that fills up the quickest. So you really have to be careful with how much water you use to do the dishes and how much water you use when you take a shower. There's some things that you can do, like you could have a separate basin in the sink to keep your soapy water in so that you're not filling your sink up as much. Luckily, because our meal was just very minimal, I'm not having to do a whole lot of dishes, so we'll be just fine.
The last insider tip is going to be, don't trust your tank sensors. Okay? We've had an experience with this. Your sensors, your fresh, black, and your gray, are going to tell you whether they're full or empty. And as you can see right now, our fresh tank is 1/3 full, our black tank is 1/3 full, and our gray tank is 2/3 full. This is all fine and dandy until they go out and you're still trusting them. So in our last travel trailer, our gray sensors went out for a short time. They would kind of fluctuate. They would go out and then they would work, and they would go out and then they would work. And you don't really know what's going to happen until you start having water coming up in your shower or your sink. What you want to make sure is that you start thinking about usage patterns. So, David and I know that after a full day of washing dishes, a full day of 2 showers, pretty much we have to empty our gray tank. We know that. We know that our gray tank is going to fill up. So that's where we use our Rhino tote, our Pooper Trooper. We have a video on that. It will really help you while you're camping in case your gray tank fills up. But we know our usage patterns. We know that we can go 5 days or more without having to empty our black tank. And we highly recommend that you start focusing on that as an RV newbie, or if you've been out there, just really focus on these patterns, because these might go out unexpectedly and you're thinking that it's 1/3 full when it could be all the way full. So just something to think about, and don't always trust your factory tank readings. Hey guys, these tips are things that we've learned over time, and we hope that they have helped you or will help you if you're about to purchase a travel trailer or an RV. Let us know some things that you might be able to add to this. Let us know, as we mentioned before, tips that you have, and we'll do a whole nother video on your viewer tips. We are so happy that you've joined our community, and we always look forward to hearing from you. And we thank you so much for being a part of our community.
Like Tanya said, we just want to help y'all out, and we learn from y'all and you learn from us. So thank you for watching.
We'll see you on the next video.
Bye-bye.
We don't put toilet paper in our toilet.
Black tape. Especially when it's cold, nighttime, raining.
Are you burping?
Yes.
As I've mentioned before, we have these amazing bags that I purchased on YouTube, and when we're packing everything up...
I purchased them on Amazon, not YouTube.
Thank you. Not YouTube. We purchased them on Amazon.